Oh yes, oh yes. Thanks, colleagues. Let me project something on that. Colleagues, I had an opportunity to have a listen to a session that that I missed the last ops meeting where William was present. How I wish he was present at this session, because this concept note touches on some other areas that he raised, and I think he might be very key. But I hope he gets a moment to have a listen to this recording. So, colleagues, from that discussion in the last steercom, there was a discussion to say we need to close up this round of learning forums with project one projects. Those are the ones that are dealing with water, electricity, and waste. So hence the tagline there, because that's what the project one speaks to. So we came up with a background that touches on what the project, and also then zoomed into project one itself, who is involved, and also Hoidin Tia there. And then we spoke to the purpose of the learning forum, which is quite clear, colleagues. Rebecca, it's just unfortunate we haven't shared to yourself. We will make this available to yourselves and William as well post this session. But for this purpose, it's just for noting, colleagues. I will not go through the actual line by line, but the purpose of the learning forum is quite clear. It's about sharing the experiences, and also we made a note, colleagues, that we understood that the waste implementing partner was not appointed as yet. Hence, the MISA had to be removed from the logos and things like that. And I think some time ago, if not a month or two ago, I saw a call for appointment of this implementing entity. So I suppose at some point we might hear that this implementing partner is now on board. But for this purpose, we did indicate that the implement is subject to that implementing partner. If they are there, they'll be part of it. But if they are not there, will exclude the waste component. We'll just focus on electricity and water. So you will see as we go, we try to make provision for that waste. But we know very well that if push come to shove, we'll then need to remove that waste if it's not available as yet. So those are that is the purpose of the learning forum, to share those experiences, and to provide visibility into that waste if it's there, and the foster the peer-to-peer from the municipalities, and to really demonstrate some of these technologies that we are speaking about. So the rationale, colleagues, really came from what was discussed, to say that Project One mainly has projects that are practical in nature. So, how about we combine the live demonstrations and the visual showcases, given that this is the nature of Project One. So, in that session, I remember vividly where a hybrid was proposed, to say this will be circumvented by the approach whereby um, those that might not necessarily be able to showcase their product live at that platform, they can showcase a video, a demonstration of some sort, it can be played at the podium whatsoever there. So that is the approach. This is to then ensure that we get a greater reach in showcasing the tangibles on the ground, and it's about showing and telling. And there was a component that William brought, colleagues. Hence, I was saying it would have been nice for him to be present, for him to assist in unpicking this further, because it may feel out of place. There was a component of saying we need to somewhat bring this project closer to the PMAs in the build up to the NMA. That's how I grasped the requirement. But the mechanisms as to how to, this is where the contribution can come in, colleagues. This is where you can assist so that we can then ensure that we talk about amplifying the visibility and municipal ownership at those platforms as we carry this area of work. So this area is the area that I would like you colleagues to assist further in terms of relevance, also considering PMAs are over and whatnot, and the next round, the conference, whatever. Colleagues, you'll guide how can this be infused. Maybe perhaps even if it's not a now situation, it could be a matter of reflection when you interact with the document once it becomes available to yourselves. And then the objectives is then about the progress as usual, and the demonstrations for those areas of water and energy. And in terms of the waste, considering the fact that appointed or not, or if appointed still early, it's just about the progress, if there is, or what are the directions, where are we looking at in this area. So if there's input, will be guided there from the project sponsor and them as we consult from this concept note, colleagues. The objective also about capturing the lessons from the participating municipalities, and the issue of the facilitation of dialogue between municipalities tier. I'm never sure of this role of tier, but this is one of those opportunities for them to also flourish from a project ownership point of view. So we'll hear when we consult how they would want this to unfold. So this will inform the scale up and integration of successful innovations into municipal operations. So the target audience would be those municipal leadership, the technical officials around those areas of interested areas, and perhaps also the Salga officials, given that appetite of elevating, showcasing at some of these prominent platforms, and then also the project, the core project implementing entities led by TIA, and the other target audience will be those service providers that are specializing in those areas. Those that are also those that are piloting these technologies, the likes of your universities of technologies around Swane. I remember they were having something, a whole program about this, scholarships and whatnot around these. So those could be some of the target audience that could come onto the platform to inform this a discussion of learning forum further. Those ones that are in academia, in research as well, and then colleagues, the format, as indicated, physical, for demonstrations, more especially where whoever, maybe Water Research Commission or Sanedi could dictate where can this take place. where maybe there's one of those technologies present so that we can be able to be close by and see those things. Or if it's something that can be done via video show, video inputs, this can be a combination where those that are not able to arrive, they could also connect virtually. And then the elements of the program, opening, the demonstrations as they would follow each other, and then some of the things that would be coming in terms of the waste management projects, and then the municipal experiences and the lessons. This can be in the form of a panel, and then the way forward that can guide those PMAs and whatnot that I've been indicating that a firm guidance might be required, and it needs us to just apply our sober minds. It's possible it may seem like it's out of range, but looking at the interest of the minister of the department, and knowing our CEO as well, this might just be one of those things that might, if we think about it nicely and easily like that. So the outcomes, colleagues, it's about understanding amongst the municipalities, and also ensure that the lessons are documented, and strengthen the collaboration between those implementing entities and everybody involved, and the visibility within the structures. And then when it comes to the date and times and venues, colleagues, this is subject to the calendar, where do we want to fit this thing. We are very much open, no date identified as yet. It's just a question of because even at the time of development, it was when the PMAs were still happening, but I still believe other structures are still happening. Maybe if colleagues could also reflect, maybe there might be an opportunity somewhere, and then this can fit, and also together with those driving implementing entities. The hybrid method, with an online ability there. And then the steps, colleagues, that we thought to start pulling everything together. The first thing, we could then confirm the date in consultation with the matter that I've been mentioning, in terms of where do we want this thing to fit into. And then the other area, it will be the engaging of tier in chief together with the implementing entities. Then I suppose they will then make their own arrangements to engage municipalities that are involved in the pilots, to also then identify the demonstration opportunities that can take place in their environment. So then the other thing will then be to package the learning forum appropriately. I do not want to see what happened at Ebmosa. I want proper visibility. I want proper templates, so that when we are done, we are not waiting for anybody. We are just waiting for us to finish the language and finish and package this thing, take it out there. So this one, with the lessons that we have, we will then see to it that we ready ourselves before that learning forum can take place. And then the other issue then becomes the mobilization of participation across the structures where necessary. So, colleagues, these are thoughts that came from what has been outlined by yourselves in the engagements in that faithful session that I missed. Yeah, thank you very much. Let me not say so many things. We can engage, and then I will share this document.
Thanks so much, KP, for developing this concept, and it's looking really good, and a lot of thought went into putting it together. I I think the one aspect, and we'll provide comments in writing, but the one aspect is that the PMAs have now concluded. I think 2 weeks ago was the last one. So we may need to look at different, yeah.
National
We've missed the
Members
boat on the
Assemble.
PMAs, but the NMA is the one that's coming up, yeah, in at the end of November. But there's also there are two conference opportunities that we may also want to connect with. There's the Disaster Management Conference, the date I'm not sure about. And then there's the Municipal Innovative Infrastructure Financing Conference in December. And even I think there might be a relationship there around municipal infrastructure and the water technologies, water energy technologies. I'm not sure if it's directly related, but maybe that's another avenue to share some of those learnings and showcase. So let's think around that, but we'll provide the inputs in writing, specifically as we rethink the PMA and NMA, PMA build up and NMA. Yeah, Prince.
Yeah, thanks about that. We'll see. We'll await to see the inputs. I don't know whether I'll be out of order or not, but I would like to suggest, for speed, maybe perhaps, and maybe for ease of things. Um, but I'll make an approach to William directly to say, um, for this to take shape quite quicker, engaging all the stakeholders that are required, because here is not just one stakeholder, it's a DSI, it's see, what are these guys? TIA, and also Water Research Commission, and it's about four stakeholders,
Maybe.
if not, yes, if not five. So, and all these stakeholders, to be quite frank, colleagues, they have a very good working relation with my colleague William. So, I would like to employ such expertise, but I think I'll need to engage him for assistance, just for him to engage. I'll make everything ready, the areas, like approach. We would like to do this. This is the thingy thingy. This is what we would like from you. Let's set up further engagements upon your review of whatever that you have received. Let's schedule what weeklies, what. Let's identify this, and then package all that that is necessary, and employ the expertise of my colleague, hoping for swift and serious consideration, because they will also be sending to project leads for quick response. So I would like to approach it in that manner, because I do not want to dilly-dally around it, because you can see time is very much precious nowadays. These opportunities we're talking about, you need to apply also somewhat. So you need to get your story quite quicker and faster. So the area of planning needs to be very much organized,
Mhm.
so that when we acquire those platforms, we know our story. We are not still searching. We are not sure. So hence I want to hence I would like to approach it from this perspective of using this expertise that I'm referring to. So yeah, that is the plea, colleagues. Thanks.
Okay. No, not a problem, Prince. I think let's take guidance then from William and his relationships with those implementing entities. It is a very resource intensive learning forum from what you've put together. And I think it speaks to what we're trying to do in showcasing the innovation, right? So we don't want to miss the mark around that. Um, the date is something that's going to be critical. Colleagues, the quarter is very short. The quarter is very short. Essentially, we have about 5 weeks. Yeah, if we talk about substantive weeks of work, right? So it does place some pressure on when municipalities would be available, when implementing entities would be available. So let's move on that one, Prince. And you will also advise if you want us to maybe start to resume sprint meetings directly focused on gearing up for this learning forum. But I really want us to be realistic with our timeframes and when this would take place and the resources that are required. Okay.
Well, Rebecca, I like that contribution, and I think the earlier that commences, the better a place will be able to know whether the date will fall right. For me, to be honest, my main interest is about getting our house in order first. I'm not so fascinated about then it must happen now. I want date
Okay.
now. I'm more concerned about let's get people to agree and say yes, I want to be part of it. As WRC, as Sanedi, great. Now let's sit, guys. What do we want to do? What is feasible? This is the approach that we are thinking because we have this document that we have at our disposal. What is your view? Given their view, and then we formulate one view. Once we have that one view, then we are able to make a lot of calls. So the sprint meetings, I like it because it puts pressure to allocated tasks because it might not necessarily be very fair to my colleague William to coordinate majority of those things, whereas there's younger around. Perhaps maybe also that can assist in terms of demystifying those areas and appropriately contributing positively towards ensuring that realistically we can get this standing, then talk about a date. And the sooner we convene, the better, because these dates, you said mouthful about the working period that we have to the end of the quarter. So that way, I think it will work. So I think we can take that as matching orders as part of this outcomes of this platform, colleagues, right now, to say let's move in that manner, because that way we do not necessarily need to spend a lot of time on it. It's just a matter of getting our house in order ourselves, documenting team, what is it, foundation team, whatever it is, whatever we are ourselves as a team like this, and then whatever schedule that we have, that younger specializes with, the one with activities, what's needed or what not. We have that thing, we develop that thing, and then we start having who's to engage, who must come, who must set up what, and then from there we have a full thing. Those guys, because it's multiple entities, they need to be coordinated. So this proposal comes at the right time, because it was easier when it was one entity, because it's just about them and the availability. Now it's about coordinating about four entities at a go. So it would be much better to be coordinated from a central area, which is us, and then but us to be powerful and relevant, we just need to start our work. So as part of the outcomes of this session, I think we should commence with those sprint sessions, it will grow to a point where it then gonna involve the likes of Tsepang at the end of the day when we are at the tail end. Thanks, colleagues.
Okay, so let's agree on this action forward, Prince. You will then engage William on the concept note. Okay, then you need to, through William, solicit the inputs of the implementing entities on the concept note and their appetite, their interest, their buy-in to the process, right? And then I want to suggest that we take it from there, being guided by the implementing entities. Okay, so even though there's plans for this to be done in Q3, I think let's be open to the calendars of the implementing entities, as well as where they are at in terms of what they can showcase. That would also be very important to factor in. So let's close it on that then. And I think on my side then, Prince, I will also then reserve my comments on the concept note until you've engaged with William and William and then the implementing entities, right? Let them also guide that concept. Great. Thank you. Mindful of time. Okay, I think we've covered 6.2 or 8. What should be 8.2 there, the engagement with the implementing entities.
Yes.
DVISDP meeting proposed by the minister. Okay. From my side, Yanga.
Or maybe let me start from.
Yeah, you start. Yeah.
Okay. So in terms of this item, the letter was shared by the minister in cooperation with COCTA and SAGA. So with that letter, we've noticed that it was scheduled for Sunday. So Dr. Mosia suggested that either the 27th of November or the 1st December. So the minister's secretary responded and proposed the 1st of December from 5 p.m. in the afternoon to 7, and with the meeting to be held virtual. So yeah, so this proposal, I've shared it with COCTA's minister's office, and also because they were very quiet for the past 2 weeks, and this morning I followed up with Portia. They are still not clear on whether they agree with the proposed date from the minister's office, particularly in relation to inviting, especially with the implementing entity as well. I also wanted us, maybe Rebecca, you can give me guidance in terms of that, because I remember Dr. Mosia saying that in that meeting we also need to invite the implementing entities to provide an update to the minister and also prepare agenda. He was also expecting SAGA to prepare an agenda for that day. So with that, I'll just seek guidance on this one. In terms of, should I speak about the Harry Gwala meeting?
Yes, you can. Yeah, let's cover that here as well.
Okay. So with this, with the Harry Gwala meeting,